Weekly Vlog 60. Musk debuts the Boring Company, an underground tunneling project currently boring its way under Los Angeles, connecting different portions of Los Angeles and southeastern California. A demo was recently put online, video from Tesla, showing their first test sled. Now the tunnels aren't meant for cars to drive through. Instead, they'll be riding on a high-speed sled, traveling at least right now up to 125 miles per hour. So check that out. You can see that from Tesla. Model 3 is spotted again and all over actually lately. The latest one, or one of the latest, was at the Cincinnati Supercharger, or also it's the Cincinnati Service and Sales Center. Grohmann CEO was forced out. Tesla acquired the Grohmann Advanced Automation Company in Germany, but Tesla/Musk's company goals differed quite a bit from the CEO Klaus Grohmann. And as such, he was forced out of the company, mostly because the company was originally making parts and things for the other German auto manufacturers. However, I got hair in my mouth. There we go. However, Tesla no longer wants to make parts for those companies and wants to focus solely on Tesla's own interests, which is, if I owned a company to support my own company, that's what I'd want. Why would I want to support my competitors? Model 3 spotted performing tests on the Fremont track. I thought we'd be able to see the lake a little better from here. Model 3 has been on the Fremont factory track doing tests. Consumer Reports said the over-the-air update that enabled auto braking was not enough for Tesla to regain safest in the world status. As a Tesla driver and experiencing these functions on my vehicle, I can safely call bullshit on that one. I don't know what else I could really say on the matter. Maybe I'll try some of the AEBs, try and run down Mike again with one of those other companies' vehicles, see if it'll stop for a pedestrian. We're going to wait for Dell's duck to come through here. Give you guys a little shot there. Let's see. Solar roofs will be available this year. And I'm going to butcher this name. Ahuja Deepak has returned to Tesla. Deepak was the chief financial officer of Tesla and had retired in 2015. Well, he's back and working with the company again. Tesla's crazy stock success costs short sellers $3.7 billion this year. Major truck/semi manufacturers get downgraded with news of Tesla Semi. And we'll be able to see some awesome World War I vehicle pass us in just a moment. They're now turned into a tourist vehicle. It's on land and water. It's an amphibious vehicle called a DUK, D-U-W-K. I forgot what the acronym stands for specifically. But it's a fun tour. It's about an hour tour. I did ask them how much fuel they use once for an hour-long tour, carrying as many as, I think, 20 passengers on those. You saw it go by there. And surprisingly, they use 1 gallon of diesel for the diesel-powered, or 1.2 gallons of gasoline for the gasoline-powered ones. As you can imagine, these These vehicles are about 80 or 90 years old now, and it's a very awesome tour. There's also a lot of historicals about it. There's a beautiful Lake Delton. It's an artificial lake, so if you get wet, you're not actually wet because it's artificial water, you know. All right, let's see here. This used to be called the Sandy Beach Motel. That got torn down. Model 3 is expected and slated for July production. And we're talking about real production, not just more test mules. Is that a Chevy? No, that's not. That's a Kia? Wow. I think I need a new glass prescription. Tesla semis expected to use interchangeable parts with the Model 3, especially the motors, which is a little surprising considering how small the motors will be on the Model 3, or maybe not small at all. We really don't know yet. But if you think about it, maybe instead of doing one motor per axle, they'll do 2 motors per axle, one on each side, or 1 motor per wheel. How about that? So it splits the loads, and I mean, at cruising, you're really not using too much. Let's take a look at the Wisconsin River. Musk hints the Model Y CUV may arrive in 2019. Musk says Model X platform capable of a 12-passenger design. So we may see a 12-passenger Model X coming end of this year or so, sometime maybe. It's a hint. Personally, I've been in a Model X. Unlike Bjorn, I don't own one, and I haven't done extensive driving in one other than a few short rides. I mean, I haven't even been able to get a test drive in one. I'm saying, oh, we're all booked up, always all booked up, and I can never get one as a loaner. Oh, we don't have any available at this time. Kind of sucks. Oh, there goes another one of the ducks. That one's from a different company. And you can even see one of the amphibious geese. Here's the Wisconsin River. Water level's up a little high today. The mighty Wisconsin River. Now, according to Musk, the Model S can float for short periods of time. I wonder if I got enough speed and went down this boat ramp if I could make it to the other side. Maybe I'll try that in a loaner. My car has enough water intrusion issues already as it is, even though it's not nearly as bad as my old one. Let's see, where are we? Gigafactory is preparing to, it is preparing to add another large section, another huge, super large section. They got permits, are all going through the works. Tesla recreated its own version of MobileEye in about 6 months. If you remember, Tesla and MobileEye parted ways after some disagreements. Mostly MobileEye was saying Tesla was moving too fast, and they have been. Personally, they have been moving a little too fast for the autonomous stuff. They should have tried perfecting Autopilot 1 a little better before moving on to 2.0, and then had 2.0 in behind the scenes production. But hey, they did what they did. And Tesla was able to mostly recreate. I mean, there's still some shortfalls, but still being able to reproduce something that another company spent years doing in such a short time. There's a high-powered wall charger there. The guy rarely ever has them turned on, though. And that one was off. It saw no green light. Autopilot 2.0 update, another one comes out. The speeds are now updated to 90 miles per hour in autopilot and cruise control. Tesla reducing maximum supercharging speeds for those doing excessive superchargers or use of DC fast chargers. Separate video of mine is coming soon. I have a recording. It's up right now already. From when my 90D was new, supercharging from 10 to 80%. I was able to hit 114 kilowatt charge rate, whereas now I'm lucky to hit 94 kilowatt charge rate. Now, I disagree with the excessive portion. because I got a firmware update that basically chopped my charge rates down to considerably, pretty much down to about 90 kilowatt shortly after getting my car and after I did the test. At that point, I'd only had supercharged maybe 20 times. So I don't find 20 supercharges excessive. One cross-country road trip is about 20 superchargers one way, let alone round trip. I did over 40 supercharges going from Wisconsin to Oregon and Oregon back to Wisconsin. So I don't know what's going on. Now, this really only affects people with the new chemistry batteries, new chemistry being the new ones with the silicon added to them. The original chemistry, which would be the original 60 kilowatt hour and 85 kilowatt hour battery packs, are not part of this speed reduction. And likewise, my original 60 supercharged at up to 115 kilowatt hour all the way up until Tesla got it back with 80,000 miles on it. Now, I had well over 500 or 600 supercharges on that car. I'd have to go back, but I did keep a rough count, and I roughly have about 150, 160 supercharges on my 90D. Probably more than that after my road trips, but it's definitely under 200. And when I saw my first supercharged speed reduction, it was around 20 or 30 supercharges. So I'm not sure what's quite going on. Plus, I have just a hair under a 20-mile range degradation or loss of rated range on my 90D, whereas my original Model S60 was given back to Tesla with virtually identical range as when it was given to me. This is a steep hill, crazy one in the winter. I've done a few videos in the past on this hill. So I got a whole thing going on that, and I'm also doing a side-by-side so you can see what my car originally did on the original firmware as to what it charges at superchargers now. So I'll touch on that later. Let's get back to the rest of this weekly vlog. Tesla's crazy stock success costs short seller. Oh, turned back to the wrong page. Ah. Oh, these houses are for sale, huh? A lot of stuff's for sale over here. That's a new one. It's not bad. Septic system, though. Well water. Easter egg menu in firmware 8.1, build 17.17.4 or higher. The Easter, whoa, my goodness, that was a rough one. The Easter egg menu. Okay, I'm on 17.11.10, so I don't have it yet on my car, but I'll probably get it because the Wisconsin Ranger Jacob will be at my house next week Thursday to fix my door handles and take a look at this battery capacity thing. Now, I only have access to CAN bus data, but he's actually going to log into the diagnostic screen and see if something's going on, because I should not be seeing a 20-mile range loss in 31,000 miles. And it's not temperature related. I've done some 100% charges at temperatures of 80 and 75 degrees. I mean, we've had some heat waves here in Wisconsin. Hot battery pack, full charge, and I'm not seeing much of a difference at all. It's pretty much hovering between 272 and 278, in between that range. And I've done a bunch of 0 to 100 percenters as well. And last, major truck and semi manufacturer. God, I keep turning to the wrong page. A dual steering wheel Model 3 was spotted, and Model 3 reservations are continuing to climb. And that pretty much covers it for this week's range update. Yes, I know I just drove through that stop sign. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of the Wisconsin countryside as well as Wisconsin river areas. Now that I got some lines here, I can re-engage autopilot. And I am now going to do my windy road test, version 4. And then hopefully edit together a split screen showing all 4 windy road tests. So you know what? I'll leave the camera going until I get to that section of road. Conditions today are about the same as the previous test. I tried doing it with the sun roughly in the same areas. And same temperatures and same brightness roughly. I mean, you can only get so accurate when it comes to nature. And I am roasting because I'm keeping the air off while you guys are all in here. But you guys aren't in here. And once we come down this hill, Hickory Hills Estates. Reduce speed ahead as autopilot reads the sign and did not read the sign. Huh. How about that? There we go, read that one. Now slowing us down, keeping us 5 over the speed limit. Gosh, I love that. And we are going to turn right here. And here is where I start my windy road tests. Adios.